When was the last time we were on the show? Was it last March?
I'll tell you, in the intro, it was episode 22 was yours, and then both you guys were on episode 37. We're on episode 91 now.
Jesus Christ.
Isn't it crazy, man?
Time flies.
It is crazy.
So you do one a week. You don't miss weeks.
Nope. We missed we skipped Christmas week this year, but no, we normally go every week, man. We're every Monday. I'm super consistent in making sure all of our British listeners love to listen to it first thing Monday morning. So I publish it about 10 o'clock on Sunday night Eastern. But it's almost morning for the Brits who wake up, and they always like to listen to it on the way to work. So, any questions on anything? You got the notes there. It's pretty basic.
Yeah, I don't think Sarge has the notes because that'll take another 40 minutes to get it to him.
Nah, it's okay. So. You can. I tell you what, just fax it to him.
Here, just so we're clear, I bypass fax machines altogether.
Okay, Sarge, you find it?
Yeah, Google Docs. Yep.
Just click that.
We already went over that statement. You said you found the Google Doc. Now click it.
Click the link.
Yeah, but I clicked on the document, but it's opening up Google Docs, but it wants my password. I don't remember my fucking account.
Oh
password.
No!
Don't just stop.
No, that's okay. It's all right.
I'll try. Hang on.
Smoke signals. Let's try smoke signals.
I'll put some guesses in. Hang on. I'll put some guesses in.
Fucking ass, swear to God.
He's gonna lock himself out of Google.
For fuck's sake.
You gotta write it down somewhere, Sarge. Oh, this is
He wrote it on his hand, but then he washed his hands.
No, he's got it on his forehead where he wiped the sweat off.
Nope, the 3 ones I put in didn't work.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You know what? I'd rather him not know the questions.
That's fine. Because
I'd rather him just go with the flow. Yeah.
Oh, it's better that way.
To be honest, he doesn't know anything we do on the show either.
Awesome.
So, it's like, that sounds familiar.
Yeah,
well, no.
I literally tell him like minutes before the show starts, like, this is the topics.
Guardian down.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for listening to us today. Welcome to episode 91 of Guardian Downcast, where a couple dads that talk about all things in the Destiny and gaming universe, and we interview content creators and community members to find out more about them. We're the show that's curious about the future of gaming. I'm your host, the Gatr, and my co-host Hazel is here as well. Hey, man, how's your week?
I'm good. I basically started my new job on Monday this week, and found out actually I accepted the job Friday. Mm-hmm. And not many people know this, but my wife, I took the job because my wife was, working and all this and that and family stuff.
Right.
So I took the job so I could spend more time with my daughter and that kind of thing. Well, come to find out, Friday, I'm like, yes, I take the job. And no sooner than I say that, than my wife calls me and she's like, hey, I just got laid off. So I'm like, is it too late for me to go back and take the other job? Come to find out, yes, it was. So yeah. But hey, shit happens. I'm in my new job. I'm digging it. I've already listened to the Guardian Hub and I've listened to Fudd's podcast and 30 and Still Gaming. Actually, I've listened to theirs as well. Spoiler alert for anybody. But yeah. So I've had some fun catching up with some old friends, kind of thing. So, how about you, man?
Yeah, it's been a good week. Nice and toasty here in Florida. Weather report, it was about 85 today. Gonna be about 70 tonight. So, yeah, it's starting to feel like freaking summer here already. Unbelievable. But, hey, I got to tell you, I'm excited. This week, man, I miss these guys. We have two of my favorite brothers back to talk with us once again. For our longtime listeners out there, you might have heard them on our show back on episode 22 and episode 37. You can find these guys every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube under the 30 and Still Gaming channel on YouTube, and their show is called GenerationXGaming. It's a weekly podcast where they talk about a few of the top stories from the past week in gaming, and they ran along the way. In fact, they just finished episode 259 tonight. It's our friends 30 and Still Gaming and SgtMclusky. Hey guys, how you been?
Good.
What's going on?
I'm excited. I like doing this show.
Oh man, I've been pumped all week. So hey, just a quick overview for our listeners out there. First, we're gonna reintroduce you guys to these two gamers and podcasters. We're gonna catch up and see how life's treating them. Next, we're gonna test their Twitch reflexes in our new and further improved Fast Fire segment we call the Speed Run. Hazel's gonna go over the TWAB for this 11th week of Season of the Chosen, and this will be part 1 of 2 parts of this podcast. Tomorrow or the following day, when this is released, we'll have part 2. All right, guys, I'm excited. Let's get going. Hey, thanks for listening to Guardian Downcast. You can find us on Twitter at Guardian_D_cast.
Or, you can find us on Instagram at Guardian_Down_cast and see what pics our weekly guests want to share with you.
Or Hazel, just visit our website at GuardianDowncast.com for all the contact information and where else you want to find us. And you can also play any past episodes you like in any order you like, right from your browser.
Don't you or me, man. Anyway, so hey, Guardians, check us out, and later, Guardians.
Toddles.
Hey, that's my line, man.
Well, gentlemen, I am so excited to talk to you guys again tonight. I mean, I could do this every night. I could just sit down with you guys and just BS about gaming and stuff. But for those listeners who maybe might not have heard about you guys, tell us a little bit about yourselves. 30, you want to go first?
Well, my name is Mike, or Michael, but everyone calls me 30. My name is 30 and Still Gaming. I stream on 2 different platforms now. Since the last time I was here, I think I was on Mixer the last time.
I remember that.
I was on here. Since then, Mixer abandoned everybody. They left. And I moved over to Twitch. And then I moved over to YouTube. So I do Twitch in the mornings from 10 o'clock in the morning till 2 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Thursday. And then I do Monday through Thursday at night, 8 p.m. to midnight. And I also joined forces with other streamers to start another channel called Repeat Theater, where we review movies and shows and stuff. So I've been very busy, in the streaming world.
Sure.
Nice.
And are you're a Florida boy like me, right?
I am originally from Elmont, New York. Moved when I was 4 years old to Florida. Not my choice, obviously. And then been up in Orlando, been up in the Central Florida area for almost 20 years now.
Wow. Goes by fast.
It does.
Sarge, what about you, sir?
What about me? Am I on the dating show?
What do you? Wait. What's your state of mind?
Same. Well, the beginning's the same. So
okay.
Yeah, but from Elmont, Long Island.
The beginning's not the same. You're not you weren't 4 years old.
No. The beginning is we're from Elmont, Long Island.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
so I was 8 years old when we came down here. I've been living in South Florida since '82.
Okay.
So, and then backing up before that one, my actual name is James. So
okay.
I've been going by SgtMclusky since I think the release of Battlefield 1942.
Right.
As when I first started playing multiplayer games online. And that's the name I chose not because I was in the military, but because I was always a historian and I majored in history, and I watched a lot of war movies when I was younger.
Right.
And I still watch a lot of war movies. And every old war movie always has a guy named McCluskey always shouting, screaming, and always dying for somebody else.
It's the red shirt.
So
red shirt.
He's basically the red shirt of the war movie. So that's the guy I picked.
Very nice.
That's awesome. So 30, I've got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just a follow-up to what you were talking about there. So what are your thoughts on streaming on Twitch versus streaming on YouTube?
Well, streaming in general, I mean, I love the format of streaming. I love it doesn't matter what platform. It doesn't matter. It's like driving a car, right? It doesn't matter what car you're driving. If you just like driving, you know, there's good cars, there's bad cars, but if you like driving, you like driving. If you like streaming, it doesn't matter if you're on Mixer, if you're on fans only. I don't know if people have that. But if I was on Mixer, I was on Twitch originally, and then actually back up. I was on Justin TV originally, and then I stopped streaming for a bit because my job, I worked in the film industry. I traveled a lot, and then when I came back, Justin TV was Twitch. So then I started streaming on Twitch, and then from Twitch I decided to go to Mixer, and then Mixer I decided. Well, I didn't decide anything. Mixer closed down and came back over to Twitch. And then a buddy of mine went over to YouTube and said, you should come over to YouTube. We can do stuff together. And I was like, sure, why not? But all my views and all the people that support me over on Twitch, I didn't want to just leave them.
Yeah.
Right. So I split myself up where I do Twitch in the morning and then I do YouTube in the evening. And it seems to be working out pretty well because the people that watch me over on Twitch watch me there, and then the people that want to watch me that come over from Twitch watch me on YouTube. It's like two separate communities that I'm building. So I wouldn't say there's really any benefit over the other. I'm a loner when it comes to streaming. Like I don't have the people I like host and raid and all this stuff over on Twitch and YouTube. When I'm done, I just log off and it gets recommended. They're going to watch a random video based on the algorithm. Based on what they watch and stuff. So there's different parts. I like Twitch because I don't know. I think it's more comfort. It's like wearing an old pair of shoes.
Yeah.
Right. But I like YouTube because YouTube to me is almost like a network. Like, and what I mean by network, it's not like me networking with people. Like if I owned like NBC or CBS or whatnot, I can just create whatever I want. And put it on my channel. And I try to break up my content where like Wednesday nights I play ESO, Thursday nights we have a podcast, Friday nights I might be doing a watch party now where we watch like shitty movies and then just have a conversation about it. So there's like just different things that I can try. So I don't know. I just like the whole platform of streaming and podcasting. I would rather podcast than stream because starting our podcast 6 years ago, like the reason for me to play games was to get more people to watch the podcast.
Right.
And then now I'm playing more video games than podcasting, which I kind of hate.
You know what? The thing I love that you're on YouTube now, and nothing against Twitch, but YouTube is so much more versatile. If I say I'm running late, okay? And I know you guys are on at 8:00. I run in, I'd say I come in at 8:45.
You rewind.
Yes, I can say, okay, I'll be a little behind them, but I'll be right there with them, like I'm watching them live, or just wait till the show's over and automatically goes in your channel.
Here's a little trick for you. If you speed up, like let's say 2 times or like 1.5 times, I'll speak a little faster, but it'll catch up
by the time
to us
mid-show.
And so like if you start 20 minutes late and put it on like 1.5 times speed,
right?
I mean, both me and Sarge are idiots. We talk real slow anyway, so it just makes it sound normal.
Wait, how long does this show have to be before he catches up? Who's figuring that out?
What do you mean? If he's 10 minutes behind, then he puts it at 2 times speed, he'll catch it up with 20 minutes in.
Let's see now. If 2 cars were heading were heading south and they had 5 bushels, okay, never mind.
I'm out. I'm out.
Oh,
that's a speed run question though.
Oh, damn. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, but I do agree with you. YouTube in general is just, I love it because you can.
Yeah.
Look, on Twitch, you're stuck watching a person that if they're fucking boring, they're boring, right? Where if there's good parts inside the YouTube video, you can either speed through it or you can just, if you watch it on your phone, you can just tap, right? And you can fast forward or rewind and miss or pause or do whatever. And it continues going forward, and then you can catch up afterwards and pause it, and you can come back later and it picks up right where you left off. There's a lot of good benefits about YouTube over Twitch.
Sometimes I play music. If they suck on Twitch, I just play different music and see if that music I'm listening to goes better with them. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Sarge. say I'm watching Ascendant Nomad, and I've watched him on stream before, and I want to hit that. Well, they have that little pause button down at the bottom left-hand corner. What a joke! If I hit that to go use the bathroom, and I come back and hit unpause, I just blow past everything I just missed. Yeah. So
it just starts where he was. Yeah.
What the hell's the pause button there for? Twitch? Was that to make me feel better or something? I don't get it. I really don't get that. But anyway,
what Sarge doesn't tell you though is the people that he watches is just just so he puts different music over me.
That's not true. I watch K-Pike Fashion.
No, wait a minute now. Who's the older brother? I always forget.
Sarge is the older brother.
Okay.
Were you taking notes in the beginning? I said I was 4 when I moved.
I know. I know. I can't do math. Is hard, dude. Math's hard. Anyway, go ahead.
My job is to remind him to carry the 1.
Oh, jeez, I always forget that.
So Sarge, we'll hit you up here. So, what was your earliest moment in gaming?
Oh, I'm not sure if I did this the last time or not, but it's all going to be edited anyway. So let's start from the top. So, the original time I played video games was when my family got. It was called an Odyssey. It was a giant silver box that had 4 knobs in the corners. It had 3 switches, 1 for on and off, 1 for black and white and color TV, and 1 for the 4 games that were on it. All right, so the 4 games were tennis, pong, and hockey, which we all know are the same game.
The same game.
Okay, and then
the line just moves. I think
there's different lines on the screen, right? And then the other game was an Indy 500 game, which was actually 4-player.
Oh,
and so the way it worked was when the game started, the car would start moving slow, and then everybody had a knob, right? A knob in every corner. And so the idea was, as long as you didn't hit anything, the car just kept getting faster. And so the track would change after a race. The track would change. I think there was like maybe 4 or 5 tracks. And that was like my first actual video game, like on a television.
Damn, that beats me, man. I was right at Atari when it came out.
Yeah, that's not that far after Atari though. Like that came out probably like right around when I was born.
Jeez.
And so I started playing it when I was 4. So that makes like 78. So like my brother had just been born around then. Wow. And then Atari came out. I believe it was 79, was it not? If I'm not mistaken, I think Atari was 79 when it first came out.
That's
78.
Yeah, I was gonna say 78, but I think I was 13 when I started playing it.
Yeah, it did release in 79, but there was games that were made in 78. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
The system itself lived in 79.
All I remember is I was waiting in line at Sears down in Altamont Springs to get Pac-Man out the frickin' door at the Garden Center. It was so brutal, man.
Oh, Pac-Man?
You remember
do you remember
computers?
Pang, 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 pang.
Now you can play it on the Switch.
Yeah, now you can download it to your phone and play it on an emulator. Come on. Yeah. Well,
yeah, but they were so uptight back then. Even the map, even the first board of Pac-Man wasn't the real map. I think they were afraid of copyright back then. It was
it wasn't quite as good as the arcades. So that still made you go to the arcades and drop a ton of money on it. But
yeah. Do you remember you bringing up Sears? Remember when you had to buy your PCs from Sears? Like there was no electronic store. Like you went upstairs the escalator.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
it would be just set up, and some person with like shoulder pads would come up to you. Oh, what are you looking at here?
All right, for all you young guys out there, there was a place called Sears.
Yeah, Sears doesn't exist anymore.
It's gone. No,
not to be confused with Shears.
No.
Which is
Man,
Which Sears also sold. They also
Sears sold Shears.
They sold everything, man. It was the place to go. It was the hot spot at the mall, man. I remember that. I mean, they had a little popcorn machine and a little candy kiosk in the middle of the damn store. And I'd always like a magnet. I was like, I'd pull my parents to it as we were going through the store. It was so cool. Good times.
Can you imagine you wanted to go to the mall so you could get popcorn from Sears?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Hazel. That's the one, man.
Yeah, see, I looked it up.
He's posting a picture of it.
I looked it up here, and apparently it was made by Magnavox of all fucking people.
Yeah, they were big back then, man. If you go to our episode 91 private chat, Sarge, he's got a picture of it in there. Okay. Yeah, it's insane. God, good times. We're gonna see. The reason we're talking about all this is because we're gonna talk about where gaming is going later, and then people are just gonna see where we're coming from here.
Well, here's the greatest thing, right? We still own those games. We still own
you
the
still
systems. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
We have an Atari. We've got several
Yeah.
Ataris.
We have 2 or 3.
2 of the old walnut one.
Yeah.
I
and
remember
think,
those.
And I think of the other. I think one newer version. Well,
My-
what newer was back then.
Newer.
The very first game that I played was the Atari 2600 bowling. That was my first ever game. I was 3 years old. It
Blum,
wasn't
blum,
that
blum,
hard.
blum, blum, blum,
right?
blum, blum, blum,
That's it. You just you threw 3 pixels at 10 pixels. Right? That's what you did. That was the ball. It was 4 pixels to 10 pixels. And that's what it was. It was boom, 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 boom. And you would just move it up or down. And that was it. And it's funny because not only was that my first game, but that's my first sports game, right?
Yeah.
That's my first introduction to sports. Like my dad played the bowling game. That's what he played.
Right,
and
right.
Going from that was like this continuation. He got me into, playing actual bowling because I played the Atari bowling. you know?
Right. Yeah,
That's awesome.
it's crazy. But Hazel's like, dude, I just played Dragon Ball Z. What are you guys talking about?
What the fuck are you talking
I'm
about?
just,
Don't
I'm just
don't
giving you
get
shit.
chippy with me.
Just to
I'm
put
just
it in
kidding.
perspective, right? My son, who just turned 6, okay,
Yeah,
his
yeah.
first game ever was Minecraft.
Wow.
Okay, my first game, he's playing a pixelated game. My bowling game was a pixelated game. He's literally playing, and then now he's playing No Man's Sky, and he's playing Forza Horizon, and I was like,
Yeah.
you don't even know.
I know.
was like, "Do you-
I'm jealous.
I was like, do you know what my first car game was? It was Pole Position. It was 10 pixels.
That had the best soundtrack though.
It was 32-bit.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. And he looks at the difference that he plays, and he's just like, yeah, it's a fun game. Like, you have no idea.
I know. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Oh man, we could talk gaming. I mean, I could just do a whole episode on gaming, just nostalgia. It's crazy how far we've come, man.
But the difference between the time that we started to what we see now,
Oh,
and don't get me wrong, I'm wowed by a lot of things,
Yeah.
because I've seen where it started. But you got kids that from 1 year to 5 years later, they look at it and it's the same shit. It doesn't fucking matter. They don't know what it is that they're looking at. At some point, you don't really see the jump, because from what we did to now compared to a 5-year period, you're 5 and then you're 10,
right.
and now you're playing video games for sure. Right? In that small amount of time, the jump in graphic fidelity and what goes on in the games hasn't really changed much. It's not a wow factor compared to what we've seen.
Well, yeah. Well, if you look at a game like Grand Theft Auto, original Grand Theft Auto, top down,
Right.
to Grand Theft Auto 3, that's a giant leap, right?
Oh yeah.
And then if you look at Grand Theft Auto 4 to 5, the graphics are worse on Grand Theft Auto 4, but look at the difference between 4 and 5. You're like, oh my god, it's amazing. 4 looks amazing, and then you're like, 5 even looks more amazing. But top down Grand Theft Auto to Grand Theft Auto 3
the top down to Grand Theft Auto 3 was ridiculous. We were you were jumping out of your shorts. You couldn't believe that you're inside a video game. I'm inside a video game. That's now your people just look at that stuff and it's another open world game. All right.
right. And you look at Grand Theft Auto 3 to compare to Grand Theft Auto 5, and it's amazing how much.
And that's another big jump.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. See, this is what brought me back in gaming. Because I took a break when my kids were very young. I took a big break, and other than my wife and I playing PS2 Metal Gear Solid at night when the kids were asleep, we really didn't play a ton of video games. But then once multiplayer came out, once online play came out, it just was a whole other world. You're actually playing with friends in China or in the UK or whatever, and it blew me away. I mean, I play Rock Band with people from Pennsylvania and California, and it was just amazing what you can do now. But
I've teabagged people from Europe.
Yes,
and
yes,
from Asia, and
exactly.
from Australia. Yeah,
and they're cussing you out in Chinese. I know exactly.
That's right.
Their native language.
Exactly.
right.
Well,
but to be fair, a teabag is the same in any country. So
it's universal.
language.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely it is. Well, I wanted to talk about this. I've asked this of our last couple guests, and I know especially with you, 30, being a gaming dad. I just was curious what the highlights and lowlights of being a dad are right now. I mean, your son is, I'm trying to remember how old he is.
Yeah, he's 6 now.
Okay.
The highlights are, I mean, what was it? He was like 3 or 4 years old. One of the highlights, he knows that I play video games, and he, it's funny because when he makes, and it's weird to say this, but when he makes videos for like grandma and grandpa, like on his iPad, like he talks to them like they're my chat. Right. So like he sees what I do for a living and sees me playing video games and knows that I play games, but I'm doing more than playing games. And then when he does anything, he wants to be like me. And I know there's a stat out there that like all kids want to be like YouTubers now and stuff like that. But the way he does the commentary, he's like, you know, he'll show him something with his Legos or Minecraft or even video games, and he commentates to them.
That's so cool.
Like their chat. So that's cool because he like decided at one point that he liked what I did, not because of just video games, it's just what I'm doing.
Right.
And then another thing, he came up to me when he first started playing Minecraft, and you could just see it in his eyes that he was just like, this is amazing. Like I can build stuff and do stuff.
Right.
And he came up to me and poked me in the head and said, Dad, I want you to teach me everything you know about video games.
Wow. That's awesome. That's so cool.
And I was like, am I bonding with him right now? You know what I mean? Like, this is the moment, right? This is it. Like, it's not like we have baseball in common or something. Like, this is it. This is the video game. So every day I pick him up from school, when I take him to school, or he asked me, like, what did you do in school today? He tells me his day, and he's like, well, what did you do today on stream? And I was like, oh, I played Avengers, or I played Outriders. He's like, how are you liking Outriders? Like, he's having a conversation with me. So that's the highlight of it now, is being a dad, is being a gamer dad, right? He's 6 and we have this thing in common about like we're playing right now. We're playing No Man's Sky together. We're playing the new Expedition. And I'm helping him because he's never played the survival mode. He's only played creative mode. So we're like working together. So like little moments like that, it's like really cool. But then the downside is that it's a kid and he doesn't listen. Right. You know, so it's frustrating as a dad. You know, anybody, you know, when someone doesn't listen to you and you're trying to teach them something or tell them something. Like even today, I like lost my temper with him because he wasn't listening. I was like, hey, listen. So what I did to make him laugh though is I started staring at the wall instead of staring at him, and I started yelling at the wall. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm talking to the wall because at least the wall stares at me because he right. So he started laughing while he was being upset and made it into a fun moment because. You know, because when you're talking to them, it's like staring at a wall. They don't respond. They don't do anything. Yeah. So I try to have moments with them as a dad. Right. I'm still trying to teach them a lesson, but at the same time, I don't want them to like freak out that I'm yelling at them. You know, so I try to make fun of it and make fun of stuff, and make it lighthearted because you know, stress is very. Oh man, kids are stressful, man. Kids are stressful. People ask me why I have no hair. It's like, you have kids? You got kids? Because that's why most men are bald.
No handbooks for being a parent. At least not at the hospital. They're not passing them out. That's for damn sure.
They don't tell you crap at the hospital.
No, they're like, hey, good luck, and then they laugh when you close the door.
Yeah, they don't. Well, I don't know. Your kids are older, so I don't know how they did it, like when we were born and stuff. Yeah. But like when my kid was born, like the dad, we get no respect in the hospital. None. Like, you are literally a sperm donor.
Oh, you're just in the way. Okay? You're just in the way.
You're just a guy who got that person pregnant.
Exactly.
Okay? That's it. You're not dad. You don't get to make any decisions. You get to move out of the way. And then at the end of the day, when they're leaving the hospital, like, here you go, guy with sperm. Here's your kid. Get in the car. Have a nice day. You're like, what do I do?
Dude, I had, just not to get off tangent here, but I had a freaking kidney stone the night we were in the postpartum room, and I was on my little cot, and it was like midnight. I woke up in such agony. And the nurses were like, oh, empathy pains. I'm like, no, I'm in freaking pain.
You had a kidney stone while your wife was pregnant?
No. The night my son was born in the hospital in Longwood.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So you both had a baby.
We both, and you know, it's funny.
Different.
What did you name it?
It's Cameron. It's Cameron. All my listeners know him. It's my buddy Cam. But it's funny. I go down to the emergency room, which was only 3 floors down, and I get in there. I'm in tears, dude. I'm in tears. I don't cry. I'm in tears. I'm in so much pain. I've never felt this before.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, your wife is giving fucking labor.
No. She's already done. She's done for the day. She's done.
Oh, that's good. Otherwise, they would ignore you completely.
No, it's a wrap. She's out. The baby's out, and Daddy's up because he's hurting. I go down to the emergency room, and as soon as I get on the table for them to look at me after waiting 30 minutes, it passes. I have no pain. I felt like an idiot.
That's called God saving you. What are you wrong with?
I know exactly how it is, right?
Yeah,
so I had one because your kid was born and you were under so much stress. That's
probably what it was.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. No. I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. It just moved around. It didn't pass. I passed it while playing golf on Father's Day a few weeks later. I swear to God, I passed it in the urinal in the middle of the golf course, and I was going to go down and get it, and I was like, nah, it looked like a freaking ninja star, dude. I don't know how it got through, but sorry.
Oh my God.
Sorry. Sorry.
That reminds me of a story. So I work in a call center, and this guy, he goes, hey, he's like, the grossest story that I've ever had was this. And there was this old guy, and he's like, hey, went up to his boss and said, hey, I think I need to go home. And my friend was like, yeah, well, why? He's like, I passed this. And he held out his hand, just like a bare hand. And it was a kidney stone right in his hand. And it was, like, my friend was like, I let him go. And then I realized, like, he had to dig into the toilet to get that.
Just let the listeners know my balls right now are in my neck.
No, anybody who's had one knows exactly the pain. Yeah. If you live in Florida and you sweat bullets like we do down here, you know you've been through it. But I want to follow up with one. I did want to follow up with one question. Since you are a streaming dad, also, how do you balance that, man? How do you balance your gaming and streaming with the family life?
It's I put a lot of hours into streaming, and this is my full-time job. Like this is not, and I'm not a successful streamer, right? So like my son, every day we get him up 7:30. He's out the door by 8:20. I drop him off. I come home. I eat breakfast. I take care of stuff around the house. I start streaming from 10 o'clock till 2 p.m. I get off at 2, sometimes like 2:15, 2:30.
Right.
I eat lunch. I continue doing stuff around the house because I am still a stay-at-home dad as well, right? So I have to pick him up by 3:30. So from when I get off, I have an hour and a half of, well, basically an hour to get my house in order, my life in order,
right,
to then go pick him up, to then punch in as a dad now, like, and then entertain my son, while I'm also looking up news stories and stuff for my podcast throughout the week, or setting up shows, or looking up reviews, or so I'm constantly doing stuff. And then I shut off on Friday, like Thursday after the podcast, after I stream on Thursdays. Friday morning, sometimes I'll stream, but most of the time my wife's off on Fridays, so I spend all day with her.
That's awesome.
Until we drop, we drop the kid off together. Right. We pick the kid up together. So she's off on Fridays and Saturdays. So
that's so cool.
The weekends are for my family. So I try not to, because you need a good balance. You can't just do all or nothing.
Nope.
And again, though, this is why I think I'm not successful as a streamer, because you got to put the time in.
Yeah.
And if you don't, every minute of the time not putting in towards streaming, because I go off for the weekend and I basically lose all out of sight, out of mind. Right. You hear people on YouTube all the time say, like, if you're not making videos or you're not making a thing, then you're out.
It's a lot. So, it's a lot of grind.
Yeah, it's very, very much so. And live streaming compared to like pre-recorded stuff, is two different beasts, right? Because if you record something live, you're done at the end of the day. You're just done because it's 10 to 2, you're live, and when it shuts off, that's it. There's no prep work, editing, or anything to do. Where if you make a YouTube video, you're probably writing a script, or if you're really good, you can just freeball it. You know what I mean? And shoot the shit with it. And then you have to edit it. And then if you're going to edit it, then you have to find footage. You got to piece that together. So you're either putting 4 hours in, like live, 10-minute video.
Yeah, or video producing.
Right. 10-minute video, and you're putting about 4 hours in for a 10-minute video, or you're streaming for 4 hours live. So it's a very hard business. It's a very hard thing to do. You get no benefits. There's no you don't know how much money you're going to make that day.
I would argue you have two jobs. You're raising your family and you're raising your kids. That's a job in itself, dude. So yeah. So I not only am I building my regular channel, 30 and Still Gaming, right? But I'm also building another channel called Repeat Theater, and then I'm also building my YouTube channel, right? And I'm also being a stay-at-home dad, and I'm, you know what I mean, and being a father and stuff. So it's a lot of balls, man. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring up balls again.
Yeah, it's all right. My balls are back down. So.
Oh shit,
that's awesome. Wow. Well, Sarge, we'll hit you up with this one here. So, what are you playing these days?
Oh, well, that's always a tough question. I've erased most of it from my hard drive. So let's go through the ones I've actually started playing again. I've always been a big RPG guy. And if it's a certain genre at the time, I happen to be looking for, like, if it's a World War II or if it's a fantasy or if it's sci-fi, I'll latch onto it. And I always like to, like, go through the entire game, like, completely. Like, I'll go to every corner of the map. I just how I play it. So the games I started going back to is Baldur's Gate. If you guys ever remember Baldur's Gate, it's
Xanafan 711. He loves that game.
Yeah. So I realized that they did a remaster of it, or a redo, or enhanced edition, or whatever the version they wanted to call it, and it was on console. And I had it on PC, but I don't know where those discs are at this point, right? So, and so I thought, you're going to give me Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 and throwing a ball for $25? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do that. I get to play in my bed instead of sitting on the computer screen. Oh yeah, this is a win. This is a win all around. It's got a convenience fee already into the price. It's fantastic. So RPGs has been number one. So I'm about the Baldur's Gate. I want to play Fallout 4 so badly, but I want an Xbox Series X to do it. I'm waiting for the new gen system in my house so I can play Fallout 4 with all the mods running. The mod community for Bethesda games, those guys, you give them enough time, they make the most amazing mods. But the problem is the console can't handle when you put too many mods in because it crashes the game. So, but with the Series X, it's got enough power. It's basically a PC, so you could run full mods on it. And that's dumb in one aspect. Why am I going to be excited to play a 2-generation-old game it's on a brand new system?
There's so many good games now, Sarge.
Right. It's because they don't make any good games. Exactly. So RPGs is tops. War games is number 2. And then simulation games is number 3. Like, those are the ones I kind of bounce around with. Nice. Like, I'm playing ESO because it's something that my brother and I can actually go play a game again. So it's like we play on Wednesday nights. But it's a game like that. I don't know what it was. Even at a young age, I really like to know that the game is there for fun. But the longer you play it, you see more layers in the game. Like, that to me was an exciting for me when I play video games. Like, I played a game, it looks cool, but then you find there's another level. There's other things to do. You have to learn more about the game in order to, I guess, exploit the game for everything that it's worth. Right. So those are the type of games I play. Like, on occasion I play I used to play a lot of fighting games, and then you grow out of it. Your sense of fun and whatever's going on in your brain chemically changes over time. So, like, fighting games were fun for me. I used to love Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, all those games. I played them all. Killer Instinct, right? And then it falls away. I played driving games forever. Gran Turismo. I played every Gran Turismo. Okay, and then after a while, I was like, it's just a car game. It's not enough. So RPGs is where I always fell back, because you're learning about the game itself, plus what the developers had in mind, and plus whatever crazy stuff the developer wants to put in an RPG. Right. And if it wasn't an IP that was current, then that means you had more stuff to find. Because if it was a current IP, the bars have already been set. Like, you know that they're going to put this kind of thing in there. You're looking for these kind of secrets. You're looking for this kind of stuff because you know that's what the developers kind of did the last couple games. But like a brand new developer that comes out with a game like that, you don't know what he's doing. You don't know the thinking process of what kind of game is it going to be. Is it slapstick? Is it going to be more realistic? Is it going to be more drama filled? Like, those kind of games always intrigue me.
Yeah. Nice.
Well,
right. Well, what about you, 30?
Yeah.
What am I playing recently? I play a lot of games.
You do.
I'm a game tester, basically. I'm playing Marvel Avengers, the alpha. That's 7 months out and still broke. I'm playing Outriders, which is 2 weeks out and still being fixed.
I've heard.
No, but in all seriousness, I play a lot of different games. I've been trying a lot of different Game Pass games. I think Game Pass is one of the best deals, obviously, in video games. To just try a game out. I mean, Outriders just came out. I'm not really mad about it because I didn't pay the full price, $60 for it.
But don't use it as a defense, you know?
No, it's not. What I'm saying is, as a streamer, it works out for me because I don't have to dish out
bonus. Yes.
Yeah, I don't have to dish out $60 every single time.
Right.
But I'm enjoying myself with Marvel Avengers. I like the game. It does fall short though for me. But a lot of games do. Outriders is a fun game. I've been playing that recently. We got back into ESO, Elder Scrolls Online. We play that on Wednesday nights. That's been a lot of fun. And that game, man, talking about game content, there's so much content in that game. It's absolutely ridiculous.
It's absurd.
Yeah,
it's absurd.
And it's amazing. Like how rich the story is, and the voice acting, and how big the maps are, and all the stuff that's going on there. There's tons and tons and tons of stuff, and they're coming out with a new update for that on June 8th for consoles, June 1st for PC. For an update, there's like companions now in there. There's a whole new DLC pack. They're updating the graphics for the new console systems. I'm starting to No Man's Sky again because they have expeditions in that. I played a little wrestling game called Retromania Wrestling.
WrestleFest.
Did you guys ever play WrestleFest back in the day?
No, I never was into the wrestling. Even as a kid, other than watching Saturday morning wrestling, I never really got into it.
There was an arcade game called WrestleFest. It came out in like 89 or 90, I think it was.
Okay.
And this is a sequel to the game, and it's the exact same graphics that it was back in the day, and it's a really fun game. It's but it's not multiplayer. It's couch co-op.
Oh,
so but it's
so disappointing.
Yeah,
so disappointing.
So disappointing. Where I was hyped when I saw this game, and I was like raving about it to my chat, and then I went to this frequently asked questions, and it said there's no online. I was like, what? I said, I'm not buying it then. And I wrote a letter to the developer that night on stream. And 12 hours later, he got back to me and apologized personally. He's like, I totally get it. He's like, but we're a small 2-man team making the game.
Wow.
2-man team.
And he goes, we didn't have the budget. So if it does well, it'll have multiplayer. I said, this game needs multiplayer.
Yes.
Right? So I said, you know what? Because he got back to me, he won me over because it wasn't a copy pasta like email. He literally wrote back to me, and I said, you know what? Thank you for getting back to me. I'm going to buy your game when it comes out. I hope you're successful. That way you can put multiplayer in the game. So it's a really fun game. So if you like wrestling, there's a game called Retromania Wrestling, and there's one more game I'm playing. Let's see, Avengers, ESO. Every once in a while, I'll play my trucking game, but that's off stream.
Yeah, but you got me into City Skylines. I never really got into simulators. That's a great game. I got it on Steam. It was on sale. I was like, I got to get this game.
Yeah, that game's fun. A lot of people hate me because I got them into SnowRunners. Have you ever played SnowRunners?
No.
SnowRunners is a trucking game, and the physics in this game are phenomenal.
It's the devil. The game is the devil.
The best way I can describe it, it's like Dark Souls for trucks.
Right.
Yeah. So like the whole world, the whole map that you're going around is like a boss, right? Because you're gonna get stuck, and like you have to get out of the mud or the snow, and you'll flip and you'll ride like 20 miles, and then your truck with the load in the back falls over and it tips over, and you got to come over with a crane and try to pick. It's amazing. It's a great game. If you like a laid back, chilled game, check it out. It's called Snow Runners.
Or you'll like living the life of a nightmare trucker.
Yeah. Right. But it's awesome. It really is. It's a fun game. And that's the biggest thing I do with my streaming is I get to play a lot of games that people normally wouldn't play. Because you like City Skylines now because you saw me playing it.
Yeah, I did. I got drawn into it.
And that's what I like. I like to at least put a little bit of time in so I have knowledge of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I can talk about it, tell you what I think it's good or bad. And so I play it. I'm excited for Major League Baseball. I haven't played a baseball game.
You talked about that tonight. Yeah.
In over a decade. And MLB The Show is coming on Game Pass on the 20th. And I'm so excited about it. I was actually thinking about buying it without even Game Pass. I was going to buy it.
It's out in an hour.
Yeah, it's out in 1 hour. Right. So.
Oh man.
That's awesome.
I wanted to switch gears here because I know we've asked you this question before, but this is for both of you guys. But we've have some new listeners now that may not have heard about this, and if you guys want to hear their full interviews of everything, I mean, we really got in deep with them. Like I said, those 2 episodes I mentioned at the beginning of the show, those are where to go. And guardiandowncast.com, all our episodes are there, by the way. But it's a 3-parter. When you guys did episode 1 of Generation X Gaming Podcast, first, what the hell were you guys thinking? But no. What started you guys ranting over the gaming news versus just reporting it? And what was going through your head back when you first started back in the day? And it's been a long time.
Well, first, to get Sarge to sit down and do anything,
right?
To give you to get him to confirm that he's doing something. It took me 9 months to get him.
Oh my God, I remember that.
I'm a hard catch.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and I'm an idiot. And so, 2014, I was like,
I make you work for it.
I want to do a podcast. He's like, all right, and that's all he'll say. He'll just be like, all right, and I'm like, okay. To this day, we've done 6 episodes. All he does now is he just sends me YouTube videos for videos. Like he doesn't tell me anything about them. He just sends me the video on my phone, and I have to watch all these things. Like he didn't even do that years ago. Like I had to find all the stories,
right,
all the stuff, tell him what's going on. And it took me 9 months to get him. Look, tell me a day that you can do this. Right. And I would say it took him, once we started May 25th of 2015. And from that point, it took him about 6 months to really go in and then go, you know what? I like doing this. Like he likes chatting with me about video games. And I think that's when he started taking it like somewhat seriously. And you have to ask him how he feels, but I love doing the show. Like for me, living away from my brother, we used to hang out all the time as kids.
Right.
And then when we got older, because we're 4 years apart, he was older than me. So he had college before me and girlfriends and stuff. So we like drifted apart until I turned 21,
right,
and then we came back together. And then when I moved up here to Orlando and he's in South Florida, we play games and stuff. And I'm like, man, I loved talking video games with my friends and my brother. And I was like, we should do a podcast called, one of the original names was called Grammology because our last name.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Gotcha.
So I was like, what about if we do Generation X Gaming? I did some templates and stuff, and I was like, Gen X Gaming. I was like, this is it. This is the thing we have to do. I didn't even care that it was taken on Twitter and social media. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it ahead anyway and put it up.
Right.
And, I love it. I figured, doing my background in film and television, I was like, I don't want to do the same bullshit. Like you can turn on YouTube right now and you can see 100 people doing a podcast. Okay. All doing the exact same goddamn thing. A new story comes out and they talk about it and they tiptoe around it because they don't want to offend anybody.
That's exactly right.
And they don't want to they want to get the early access to a game. So they don't want to talk. Right. Fuck that. I wanted to talk about games and how the industry is. And we've been playing games literally since I was 3 and since he was like 4. So we literally have over 60 years experience of,
That's right.
Actually, it's like 80 years experience now.
True.
The opening title says 65 years total experience, but that like doubled, because
We're all a little. We're all a little.
Piece of voiceover just right there. Some guy just saying 80.
right. So like, I just wanted to. We ranted the very first episode. It was us ranting, but it was terrible. Like, you can look at the lighting and our audio. Our audio is still shitty.
It was
6 years later.
You know what amazes me is you guys really haven't changed your format, and it just works, man. It just draws you in.
It's
I
just
can't
two
explain
brothers
it.
that love what we do. Yeah.
If you guys haven't listened to this podcast, Thursday nights 8:00, every Thursday night, I'm telling you, it is such a great listen. And you
people
talk about
think
everything.
we're so negative. Yeah, people think we're so negative.
No, you guys.
The funny part is people if you think we're too negative and you're listening to the show,
You haven't been alive long enough.
right? And
That's basically it. You haven't been alive long enough. You don't know what we know.
and you need to have a drink and calm down, because at the end of the day, we're entertaining you, right? We're entertaining you as people. And if you want the same old cookie cutter shit, there's, like I said, there's 100 podcasts out there that'll stroke you.
That's why I
be like,
that.
oh, that's the way I feel. I feel like that.
Right.
And then there's us, and we stick out. So
Yeah, it's like let's talk about it. I'm like, okay, but you're just reading whatever the article just said. Okay,
yeah,
all right, whatever. You know,
our whole basis. I literally tell Sarge what we're talking about. We get together on Skype at 7:00. The show starts at 8:00. I go, which is great now because of our community. Our community submits news stories to me nonstop. I used to find all the stories by myself, and now I have 30, 40 stories delivered to me every single week from our community. Right. So I love it. And I look at him and I'm like, we got this one. He goes, nah. What about this one? Sure, we can talk about that. Right? He doesn't know anything except the title.
That's not entirely true though. That's not entirely true, because all the videos I always send you, I'm reading up on. So everything Correct. I send you. So if you have a story, like if it's a mainstream story, that's all I do all day is I'm looking at Twitter, and I'm looking to see what's new, what's going on.
Right.
I skill up. I have like 5 or 6 guys I bounce off of. I want to see what's going on. I don't catch all the stories that his entire community sending him. There's no way.
Right. No. What I'm saying though is
I go in blind. I'll go in blind.
Well, even I go in blind because someone will submit a story, right? And like, for instance, someone sent I forget which one it is, just sent me an article, right? And then I take the title, and just from that alone, I come up with my own question and answer type of thing for Sarge. Okay. I give my thoughts on it just based on the title. Okay. And then we'll go into the article and then read a little bit of a paragraph, but I'm not reading verbatim the entire article. Like, go read the article if you want if you want to read the article. I'm going to give you my thoughts and speculations and stuff that happens to do on it based on my experience in life in general, in my experience
and what we've heard. And what we've heard over and over again.
Right.
I have a lot of people that I went to school with because I went to Full Sail University, and I worked in the film industry, and I have a ton of friends that work for major software companies now. Mm-hmm. Okay, they're game designers. We still keep in contact and stuff. Nice. So I know how the inner workings are of EA. I know how the inner workings are of Activision. I know people that work in major games. Okay, that I love playing. Right? And I still shit talk them because I'm gonna give my honest opinion about the game based on what I'm playing, right? And that's when we do the podcast. It's all about Sarge is going in being genuine.
It's brutally honest.
Right. He's being genuine, and I'm being genuine, and we're not being manipulated in any way, shape, or form. I'm not looking to get on anyone's guest list to give me early access to a thing, or like if there's a developer out there, I love interviewing people. If there's a game dev that's listening to your podcast, or anyone out there that's one of your community members is a game developer, I would love to interview them because I just want to have a conversation. I want to be like the Joe Rogan of video games.
Right.
All right. I just want people to come in and just be able to talk to us where they don't feel like they're going to get blacklisted or they're never going to work in the business again because they say something, right? Mm-hmm. I hate all that stuff. So that's what separates us, I believe, with our podcast and the way we do it. It's just we have this camaraderie because we're brothers. We have this gel that you can't replicate with just two regular other people.
Sarge, any other thoughts about it?
No, he's knocked out of the park. I mean, what I would probably say would rehash too much. I mean, the real reason I did the show was he's correct, because that was the only time we spent together.
Right.
And he's also correct that a lot of times I go in blind, because I like to go in like, you just tell me what the article is right now, and I have to react based on that. I like it because I have read so many articles. Sometimes when he reads it, I just start laughing, because it's like, there's a guy in an office someplace who actually wrote this article with that title. I'm like, and you just have to say to yourself, this is ridiculous. It's so funny, but like, I have to keep it. I'm like, oh, this is a very serious topic. Like, we have to discuss the ramifications of such a decision made by such a publisher.
Right.
Like, but it's a joke. Like, we're sarcastic about it, and it's enjoying, because we didn't spend a lot of time together, and I think that I think the fact that I send him videos only with no verbiage,
nothing,
and when the show starts, he gets exactly what I wanted to talk about with that video. Like, I didn't ask him, I didn't tell him to pick the point out of the video, right? I said nothing. I pick a video, he watches it, and then he starts asking the questions. And he's asking exactly the question I want to be asked about that article. It's a priceless moment of two guys communicating without words. I sent him a video. He knows me well enough to know that he sent me the video because of this reason. And then he asked me the question.
He doesn't send it and go, hey, listen to this whole thing and listen to like 2 minutes in or 5 minutes in or this point.
Nothing.
He just sends me a list of videos like throughout the whole day. There's like 10, 15 videos in my text messages. And I'm like, so what you were asking before, like, what do I do to balance? All I do is listen to YouTube videos while I'm on the toilet, or I'm walking around, I'm walking the dog. I'm like listening to these videos. He's like, hey, did you listen to that one? I'm like, yeah, I didn't have time to listen to that one, but I get the gist.
Yeah.
Right. So
right.
He 30 knows how to milk every minute of every day.
I love it.
He's the most efficient human being when it comes to setting up tasks. I've been jealous of him for that for years.
Well, all I know is it's entertainment. The chemistry works.
Yeah, and that's all we need.
It's all you need, man.
No, what I'm saying is I appreciate that. Like that's all I want. I want people just to be entertained. Like, there's people that get really angry at us, and they'll text us or leave a comment.
The fanboys.
Like, these guys, they leave like reviews on sites. These guys are just absolutely, they're so jaded and stuff. And I'm like, see, you're commenting. You're doing exactly what I want you to do. You're engaging the content. Right. Thank you very much.
Yes. Yep. Wow.
Engagement. Thumbs up, thumbs down, middle finger, doesn't matter. Just give it to me.
Actually, I think they should have one. I think they should have thumbs up, thumbs down, and then a middle finger. I think
that would
be the way to go.
I love it.
Because they're going to get rid of the thumbs down anyway, so we need some replacement. So you just can't have a thumbs up and that's it. I never understood that whole part of it. Don't mean to segue, but the whole thumbs up thumb button. If I press it and you get rid of it, so now I know that 90,000 people watched it, but there's no thumbs up, so I can automatically assume that these people don't like the video. Like, how does that going to work for marketing purposes?
Well, that's because people were downvoting like Star Wars and stuff in the past, and
they didn't like it. That's what a thumbs down means.
Well, you'd imagine. Yeah, imagine that. Yeah. Thumbs down.
Yeah, I didn't like it. So, but I think their fear is always
you're not allowed, Sarge. You can't not like something. You're racist.
No, it's they think that people are just bandwagoning something bad. So what that means, it means twofold.
You're
it means
sexist.
It means that they think that we're stupid, that they're going to tell us what we're supposed to like, and then at the same time, we just can't be able to pick what we like or don't like. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Why would we do that?
I like everything. Everything's awesome.
More, please. Yeah. Well, I love to keep talking, guys. We definitely got to keep moving on, because we want to get into some really good talk down the road here. But what do you say, Hazel? A couple signature questions, and then we'll call it.
Yeah, sure.
You want to go, or you want me to?
Yeah, I'll go. All right. So aside from gaming, what hobbies do you guys have?
You want to take that one first?
No, you go first.
Okay, so always been a big war gamer. So when I'm not playing video games and I have free time with friends, I'm playing some type of war game. So either it's a hex-based game, it could be like a board game with war. It's always some kind of chess level strategy game.
Oh, wow. I like that.
Nice.
So besides that one, I just got back, like literally just got back into biking. So I'm trying to get my ass back outside.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I got back into role playing, and I think that's because of the coup. But I found some friends that are like, yeah, I used to play that, and so like we kind of just do random text messages and calls until you text or talk to like 20 people, and then the list just keeps going further and further lower. Okay, lower. We're around 6, 5. Then it stopped. It was like, yeah, we'll get together. Bingo.
Nice.
4 guys. You never talked about the kind of role playing stuff ever before, but you kind of just keep talking about it until you see who stops talking about it. Boom. Found them. Started talking about it, and they're like, yeah, we'll do a game. Sweet. Haven't role played in 20 years.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Mine is kind of weird. We got a dog, and so the dog is 9 months old. He's almost 80 pounds.
Wow. Okay.
He's a big Great Pyrenees Italian Shepherd.
Wow.
And his name is Thor.
Yeah.
And he's a great dog. We got him because I live on a farm, and so he's an outside dog. So my hobby that I didn't want, but I now have. I have this giant dog that's my son's dog because his grandpa gave him a dog, and I knew when we got the dog it was my dog because I'm the one taking care of him.
Of course,
right? So that's my new hobby. My new hobby is when I'm not streaming or making videos or doing a podcast or playing games with my son or shitting or eating, I'm
raising a dog.
I'm raising a dog now. That's my new hobby. Yeah. So I'm trying to train I'm actually trying to train a dog that's as stubborn as me, which is a really fun thing. My wife laughs every day because it's this battle going on between 2 stubborn creatures on planet Earth. That's
a life lesson though. That's very poetic.
Yeah. So, but that's it. That's it. I know it sounds stupid, but my new hobby is taking care of a dog.
That's a hobby in itself. Trust me. I got 2 of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will finish up with one of my favorite questions I ask all our guests. And what is one thing that the gaming community might not know about you? Could be big, small, anything you want.
May not know something about me. Well, I guess the gaming community, a lot of people don't know that I worked in the filming industry.
Yeah.
I worked as a camera operator. I was part of the camera union, the local 600, and I worked on television and commercials and football games, and I absolutely loved it. And then I retired basically to become a stay-at-home dad.
Very nice. Sarge?
This is a tough one. Because I can't remember what I told you last time.
I know.
So I'm trying not to repeat it.
No, it's okay.
But this is how it works, though.
Let me go back and just see if I can listen.
Hold on.
This is how it goes, though, because if I tell you the same thing every time, that's the truth. But if I keep making shit up, it's gonna be a different answer for every show.
No, it just means it's just another thing.
I can have more than one.
You can have more than one.
Good.
Absolutely.
Okay, so then one thing that the
gonna make shit up.
doesn't know about me.
Yeah, he has 3 testicles.
No, this is actually the truth. This is actually the truth. If I see a needle go into my arm, I pass out.
Okay.
Dude,
we were just talking to someone in our Discord about that today.
Yeah, I warn them. I warn them constantly because I go in for blood work and when I go for checkups and stuff, and I go, I'm going to pass out if I see the needle, so just talk to me or do something. They're like, oh, don't worry about it, sweetie. I'm like, I'm telling you, I'm going to pass out. I'm going to fall out of this damn chair, and you have to get someone over to pick me up. He's like, no, don't worry about it. So she keeps saying, no. She puts a needle in my arm, and I catch it out of, even at my peripheral vision. I catch it.
I have to turn my head.
She goes, you're turning white, and I go, whoop, and I'm on the floor. That's it. I black it's called a whiteout, I guess, not a blackout, because you start to see white and then you go out.
I would love to see that. When you
go
to the doctor next time, let me know.
I always turn my head. I always turn my head. I don't want to see anything in my arm. I don't want to see it.
See, I have to watch it go in. That way it doesn't hurt as bad.
Oh, fuck that. No.
He's using some kind of crazy superpower there. If I see it go in, I don't feel it. Okay.
I am a Highlander.
I'm like that too. I'm weird. Like I used to have my ears pierced, and I can get shot, but if I see it go in, my brain, it's almost like I have a GoPro camera. I get like super microscopic, and I visualize it like piercing through my skin, and I get totally creeped out by it. It's weird. I have like this visions of it, and it totally throws me off.
Another beautiful moment that we share.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, gentlemen, thank you for sharing your life with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
I got one bonus question. I gotta ask this before we move on. I know. I'm sorry. I have to ask, Hazel. Battlefield 6. Should I be worried?
Absolutely.
God damn it.
Absolutely.
This sucks.
Absolutely. I'm not sure how many bad girlfriends you need to realize red flags when you see it.
I know. I'm a glutton for punishment.
So let's not. You're going to edit this anyway. So we need to talk about it. You brought it up. Now we're going to talk about it. Okay. All right. So I will allow you to have the floor first. I want you to walk me through the excitement level you're having about Battlefield 6.
Okay.
I can't wait for this.
Okay. I have
6 behind it.
No, I haven't. It's the first modern shooter in a long time since Battlefield 4.
Okay.
And I loved having all the boats and shooting stuff, and I loved all the guns, the unlocks, all the deep progression of the game, and none of this Battlefront bullshit that they had the last couple of games, where it's so shallow with the progression. I was bored. Like week 2, I was done. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And just a modern shooter. I'm just so excited for a modern shooter.
Oh, you want modern?
Okay. So what I heard was, I miss shooting people with modern guns.
Yes.
Okay. And I like grinding. That's the two things I heard.
You hit it on the head. Yeah.
Okay. Battlefield 6. Listen, I don't care if it's a rumor or not. The fact that it said it was coming Game Pass day 1 made me confirm the thought I had in my head before I read that it was going on Game Pass. So you look at things like this and you say to yourself, okay, they took a year off. That means they care. And the answer is no, it does not. What it means is that they Battlefield and Call of Duty are trying to cross each other on the genre chart.
Right.
Like they're trying to dip into each other's market.
Right.
And they're doing a shit job.
Yeah, they're
doing a shit job because your community is your community. Your market is your market, right? I'm pretty sure over the years that sales of Battlefield have gone up consistently, regardless of the destruction of the game. It's gone up slightly each time. And so the way they treat it is, we want more than that. I got to have more people playing this game. Like it wasn't even a microtransaction game. It was a grindy game. I had to use the MP50 until I killed 150 guys, and then I got the M1 Garand. Right. You had to keep killing guys in order to upgrade the weapons. So think about the grind involved. But it made it fun, which means the lobbies were always full. You played Battlefield games for years.
Right.
You didn't stop playing it because the next one came out. You were still playing the same one unless the other one trumped it.
I got friends today I want to play the modern shooter with, but we've been on a hiatus since World War II and World War I came out.
Yeah.
So sad.
Battlefield 6, though, if it comes on, here's the thing. As a streamer, I'm happy if it comes to Game Pass, because that's another $60 I don't have to pay for a game that's probably going to be a half-ass microtransaction.
It is. It is.
Absolutely, right? I always had fun in Battlefield. Like Battlefield 1, I had fun. Battlefield 5, I had fun. But I have more fun with friends, right? When playing with the groups and stuff. And Battlefield, like what Sarge was saying, is it's lost its identity, right? They didn't know where to go, and it's like if McDonald's and like there's a place over here. It's called.
We have to invent a new burger.
Huey and Magoo's, which all they do is chicken, right? I don't know if you've eaten there yet, Gatr. But
yeah, I have. I love it.
If Huey Magoo's, right, started selling hamburgers, right, they have a market. Their market is chicken. That's what they do.
Right. It is chicken. They're very good at it.
Very good at it. Okay. And all of a sudden they're like, you know what? We should start selling hamburgers. It's like, and they suck. right? It's like shitty hamburgers. It's like, why are you trying to be like them? Don't try to get your market is chicken. Stay with chicken.
Yes.
Battlefield's market is this multiplayer group access type of game where Call of Duty is this solo, grind of that's what you did. It doesn't matter. You're on a team.
Go on a journey.
Everyone's for themselves.
Yeah,
right?
let's go.
In Battlefield, everyone's working together, right? And that is what Battlefield is, and they've lost that along the way. So Battlefield 6 coming out, if it is a modern shooter, great. It took them 18 months to fix the last modern shooter, which was Battlefield 4 when it came out, when it was broke.
Battlefield 5 was so bad.
Battlefield 5,
God,
right?
So
that
disappointing.
So there's all these things that, look, I want it to be good. I don't ever want a game to suck.
Right.
Okay. But now it's like, this game's going to suck, but how much? Right? How much is this game going to suck?
It's gonna. I'll tell you. I can tell you exactly how it goes, because this is the deductive reasoning. If Battlefield 6 goes to Game Pass, that almost confirms the rumor that game companies are paid based on how long a game stays on Game Pass and how many people play it. I like that rumor. Otherwise, Battlefield 6 would not be going to Game Pass day one. Would not.
Or
okay?
any of the other games.
If Battlefield 6 is going to Game Pass day one and they get a chunk of change, damn well that game is a microtransaction hellhole waiting.
Well,
Because they only get their cut for what they get, plus you got to keep people in the game.
Yeah.
So how do I keep you in the game? That means the game loop's got to suck bad enough for me to have to spend money in order to continue to get through the game.
Well,
That's how they keep people engagement. That's what engagement is now, is just eyes on screen for X number of minutes.
I just played a game. It was in beta this week. It's called Enlisted.
Mhm.
It's a World War II
Is it a Steam game?
I believe it's on Steam. It's also on Xbox. It's on
Okay.
and PlayStation. It's on all the platforms, I believe.
Not bad.
It seems good, but it's in beta, right? It's in beta, but yet the microtransaction store is wide open.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And that right there is what I feel like. And it feels like a Battlefield game from like, I don't know, from like early 2000s. Like the way it moves and
the way
plays.
it looks. Yeah, the way it looks.
But it's got so many microtransactions in it and packs and things, and I'm like, it feels good to play, but it's a turnoff because it's a free to play game and it's in beta and it's full access. I feel like Battlefield 6 is like that. I feel like it's going to be a modern warfare, and there's going to be cool guns to get, but the skins are going to be behind a wall, right? They're going to be behind the paywall, and you're not going to be able to grind for it. And if you do grind for it, it's going to be this absolute ridiculously grind
fest.
Yeah, grind fest for it.
They're gonna try to mask the. Here's how do I say this? They're gonna try to mask the actual grind within the old school grind of if after 100 kills you get the scope.
Right.
Like they're gonna mask it within that, so it doesn't seem that bad, but it's gonna be atrocious.
I mean, I this is what I hope that Battlefield 6 has. I hope it has
the trailer will be amazing.
Yeah, I hope it has. I hope it has Modern Warfare. I hope it has fat obese lesbian chickens with robot arms, because that'll really sell it for me.
Well, shit.
I want to shoot her. Gatr, please don't misunderstand us. We're not negative because we want to be. We just know what's going to happen when that game comes out. Like, I want to shoot her, man. I want a shooter our guys can get together and we can play with a couple nights a week.
I want
that shooter.
I do.
I'm with you.
Damn
but there's no risk on the line. We're going to Game Pass. Day one, we're going to Game Pass. Like, there's no risk. It could be the shittiest game ever. They already got paid. Like, it only has to hit the bullet points in order to sell. How many copies we need? 4 million? 5 million? Great. Put the bullet points in. Pow, 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 pow.
Yeah, but you're talking about it as that Game Pass is the only thing out there, right?
No, that makes it worse. They're going to buy it as well. Yeah, that's why it's genius.
Well,
That's why it's genius.
Why did I even
upfront
ask?
money?
Why did I?
Well,
even
there is rumors. There is rumors though that Sony's coming out with their own Game Pass type of thing to compete against Game Pass. And if they do, well, Battlefield 6 will definitely be on that. It'll definitely be on Game Pass. No one's ever going to buy a game again. Okay, so
it's just where we're headed, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see how we're going any other direction but that.
Right.
I really want Battlefield 6 to work.
All right,
but we all know after 6 games, we know it doesn't. We know it doesn't. day one means absolutely nothing to nobody. Right?
True.
Day one to me just means we're out of money and we can't borrow anymore. We got to collect whatever we can right now. That's what it means to me right now. When they hear the release date, I'm like, oh, they're out of money. That's my thought process. Not like, hey, great game's coming out. Like the June 26th game's coming out. Like, whoop, out of money. Here it comes. And then if they push it back, you go, ooh, somebody gave them a little loan to make a little to patch out some more stuff. Because the last 6 months of every game, the last 6 months is all polish. If you are still trying to get a system to work 6 months prior to the game releasing, you know what the day one patch is. You know what that is.
Oh God,
Hazel, what did you tell him? Like, what did you?
Oh, I haven't. I played Battlefield, whatever it was, like Bad Company back in the day.
Oh, beautiful.
That's the best game.
Yeah,
Bad Company 2 is the best game.
I mean, yeah, that was fun. I mean, like driving through buildings and shit like that.
So fun.
Yeah, exactly.
So fun.
And I mean, I don't know.
he just rolls his eyes. He just rolls his eyes.
I just roll my eyes every time he mentions it because he says he's going to play something else and he just never does.
No, Battlefield is the exception. I'm so want a modern shooter.
Yeah,
I so want.
He's
Yeah.
chasing. He's chasing. I've chased the game before. He's
Hey,
chasing.
I'll tell you what. I am going to play it regardless. Because
Yeah, I'm gonna play it, but soon as
of what
soon
what
as
I
it's
do.
frickin' whatever jack packs or whatever the F it's gonna be, I'll be like,
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm done.
Oh, is that it? If they have jetpacks in the game, you're done.
Not
No,
jetpacks, jack packs.
oh,
Like
jack
we're
packs.
gonna
I got
jack
you.
you
Yeah.
off or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I got you.
What the fuck are you talking
I
about?
don't know. I'm just.
I got an ivory pearl handle for my
I'm-
Tommy gun.
I'm fucking irritated. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, I'm just imagining, like, I mean, actually, this is what I want to see is I want to see Gatr pay $60 for this game on PlayStation because more than likely PlayStation's not going to
PS5. Yeah.
Oh, it's $70 on PlayStation.
Yes.
$70.
Yeah.
PS5.
Yeah, it's gotta have to be.
My
I'm-
bad.
that's
My
what I'll
bad.
buy on.
That's how they push you into Game Pass.
That's
That's how
Yeah. So, I mean, but you know that Sony's not going to get their Game Pass out in time for this.
No,
yet.
I would
I
love
think-
to see them. I would love to see them. Yeah, do it.
I think
But
they're
I
going to
don't
have it. They're going to announce it at this summer, like their E3 conference
Really?
thing. Even though they're not at E3, this is my speculation.
Huh.
If they're working on it, they're going to announce it in the next month or two, in May or June. They're going to tell people about their Game Pass access, and I bet you they'll roll it out by the end of this year.
All right.
Well, I'm not imagining that, yeah, but isn't their thing in like August or something? I think it's like after E3. It's like they they snub E3.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
they're not
their-
going ahead. They're not going ahead of E3.
I thought they went after E3.
It's a state of
They have
PlayStation
a
or
thing,
something.
don't they?
State
Don't
of
they
play,
do what they do?
state of
do
play
that.
or something.
They also have like something as well, like their own event that they do in like August, I think, or September or something.
Yeah.
So, are we taking bets? Is that what we're doing?
I say
mean,
I'm betting
Sure.
no. I'm betting no. It's not going to be ready.
You're betting no what? They don't have a Game Pass by the end of this year?
No Game Pass by this year. Maybe next year, but not
yeah.
this
I mean,
year.
technically they have a Game Pass now. It's
PlayStation Now that doesn't count. It's not like Xbox Play.
Well, what's the
Game
difference?
Pass? Because PlayStation Now is like a streaming service. It's like a if I remember correctly, because I tried it, and I was like, this is bullshit. Pass. Back when they first started it, it was where you could actually stream the game without having to buy it.
So it's
right?
like Stadia.
It's like Stadia, basically.
It's
But
like EA Play.
They've really never gotten it down. The input lag was so bad, and I haven't played it in a while, so I may be off base here. But no, I
It's
don't.
also not current games as well.
No, it's not. It's all what Sergeant McCluskey calls the junk drawer.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah, I think they have to do something sooner than later because they're falling behind real fast.
We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this. We're going to get into it because this is the crux of our conversation later on tonight on our main topic. So I know we can go on forever, and I don't want to do a 4-hour episode. I don't. So we'll just move on.
It's only been an hour and 16
All right, I apologize for the whole Battlefield 6 thing. I want you to know I want to be with you.
I know.
I want to be with you.
I
I'm
want
also with you.
I've been wanting, Sarge. I've been wanting to game Battlefield with you for a
I
while,
got that
man.
joke.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know. But when we get into when my brother and I got into when you get into Battlefield mode with us,
Dude.
like it's a fucking machine.
It's a nightly
It's a
ritual.
machine.
It's a nightly ritual. You look at the clock
Okay.
and it's 4 a.m. You're like, what was I doing? The game's
Right.
lasted an hour.
The only thing I could compare it to is, when sometimes girls have like really multiple conversations, like 3 or 4 of them together, and they bounce off each other,
Okay.
right? It's the male version of that, and I'll tell you why. Because when we're playing a game, we're having a conversation about what we're doing in our lives, our work, and then in the middle of those conversations, he goes, "Building on the right, top floor window," and then he goes right back into the conversation. Like we're doing 2 different things at the same exact time,
shit.
Right?
Right?
No.
And we're just calling stuff out in the middle of the game. It's like building on the left, tank. Anti-tank.
I've never been a big role player.
Yeah.
But when I play Battlefield, I've never been in the service either. Like I
haven't either.
been in
I haven't
any
either.
branch.
Nope.
I have a lot of people that watch me in that are part of the branches and stuff.
It's so real.
That's
so real.
Role playing as a military person, right? Like I take that shit 100%. Right. I don't want some guy. I think I've said this story before. We had a kid in our group. And this is the whole reason I got my name, 30 and Still Gaming, right? Like we were playing Battlefield Bad Company 2, and I was like, there's a sniper in the window, okay, and we need to get him. And all of a sudden I hear, I like baloney. And I'm like, what the fuck? Right? And one of the kids that was playing with us was like, I like baloney. And I was like, I don't give two shit, kid. I was like,
get out of here,
goddamn sniper, right? So I was like, I can't take this anymore. I was like, I can't play with squeakers.
Yes,
I can't,
yes, I get it.
Right? So this is before the internet. And I was like, I made an LFG site, okay? And when I say before the internet, obviously the internet was around, but there wasn't like Discord and there wasn't things. I made a website. It was called 30 and Still Gaming, right? Because I was looking for mature gamers. To play Battlefield with, because I was 28 or 29 when I did it, right? I'm 42 now. I'll be 43 next month.
Right.
And I was like, I can't play with squeakers anymore. I was like, I need someone that knows how to play. And we had this group that was amazing in Battlefield 2 and then Battlefield 3 and then Battlefield 4.
Right.
I think 4 or 5 of the people that were in our group were
all military.
All military.
So they knew all the tactics. They knew all the tactics.
So
they knew the call outs, everything.
Yeah, they thought we were in the military.
Yeah, because we played so much of it.
Yes,
I know.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. But the baloney kid just like,
God damn.
Yeah, the camaraderie when you're playing with it's very, you know how it is. It's very hard when you're playing with people you don't know at all, right?
Yeah, it is.
Sometimes it's very hard, right? So you're just playing with somebody, and so immediately I'm playing the game, and I do take it seriously. Like I take I go for low deaths. I don't go for KDs.
No, I don't.
I go for low deaths. I like how many times did I die that match? I got to do better. I got to play.
It's all about the tickets. You don't want to take that ticket from your team.
Like I don't care about the KD. It doesn't matter to me. But like we did that, and like the guys bond with you like right away. They're like, oh, he gets it. He understands he understands what I do. Right. And so then we sit around, we talk, and he tells me stories about stuff, and we discuss things. And
so many
stories. Got really too political, but you tell you stories, and like we are on every night, 8:30 every night, 8:30.
Yes,
3 nights or 4 nights a week, the same like 10 or 12 guys. So we get a full team. And basically what ends up happening is once we start getting in the groove, like everybody's in their like happy spot, like how many drinks, whatever you were doing at the time, all of a sudden the machine would kick on and we would go like 10-0 games. Like we would just beat every team that comes on because you're not playing against normal people. And like you've been that position where you're playing a game like that and then you're just getting trounced. Like you don't understand what's even happening. How do they even know where I am?
Right.
And that's because everybody on that team is looking through a binocular, calling out the guys. They're marking Doritos.
I need air support. I need air support in. Air support all of a sudden just blows up everybody. And they were like, tanks roll up. We have guys guarding the tanks. No one can sneak up on.
And when you watch it, it's almost magical. Like I did a viewer for PC, like you're just a watcher, you're watching the game, you're not actually playing it. And so I would watch these guys and you could tell, I didn't hear their voices. You could tell like all of a sudden, like you'd see like a bunch of guys, they would shift and then the airstrike would come in and the tanks roll up on the sides. I'm like, there's no way that's random. Like there's no way that just happened choreographed so perfect that's random. And like, that's magical to me for a first person shooter. Like when you're in a team game like that's fire.
It is. And I still to this day, from all the way back to Battlefield 3, I still have a GroupMe app group called Gamer Dudes, and we still talk just about every day, just from our bonding experience playing Battlefield 3.
Yeah.
To this day.
Awesome.
That's how magical that game is. So basically TLDR is those days are gone.
Yeah,
Maybe
you're chasing. Gatr, I'm with you, man. Chasing, I've been chasing for years, but after a while, you just have to like. Listen, I stopped chasing at the point now where it's like, if something does surprise me, the trade-off is I will actually be surprised.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Maybe this is the one. Maybe this is the one. Maybe we come back, fully destructible environment, 120 people on the map.
Oh,
perfect.
so beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I
So
mean?
beautiful.
Maybe this is the one. Maybe this is the one.
Like that. That's what made that Bad Company series so great. The fully destructible environment. I don't care what anybody says. I understand that there was no place to hide after a while, but like that's real war. Like if you're fighting in the same town for an hour, the town's not going to be there. Like that's that. If listen, I think that's the best game ever. If nobody has gotten full tickets, right, and where the town is completely leveled, where you can see each other through across.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, that's a good match, man. That's a great match.
That's a chess game,
right? Yeah. Because it wasn't just everyone's. That's the kind of ticket counter I liked back in the old days, which was if you revived, you got the ticket back, right? And so you were going for not dying. That was the whole. point.
Yeah. Of course, it was all about the tickets.
That was my favorite part of the games. Real close matches.
Oh,
I love those.
See, that's why any game that's PvP and it comes down the wire. It's just I love that adrenaline rush. It's such a great feeling. But anyway, I gotta go. I gotta go kick a wall or something. Oh, that's all right. Well, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move
real
on.
quick.
We're gonna play it.
We were behind like 250 tickets one time, right? And our group,
that's
were
like half the
right.
game, by the way.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
we're like, okay, let's start playing now. And we came back and we won. Right? Like
with like 3 tickets or something.
Yeah.
Oh, those are the greatest games.
Those are the greatest games. Sorry.
Hazel has not experienced that, but I hope
but
he
what's
does.
But what's just for a quick sidebar? Like, what's Hazel's game? Like, what's his game?
He's
like,
in
what's your
Japan.
genre?
He's in Japan right now.
Well, actually, I finished Japan.
Nice.
I'm out of Japan. I'm taking a break from gaming right now. Actually, it's something that I do like whenever I beat Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, beautiful game!
It's fucking
I'm so jealous.
fantastic. I mean,
So jealous.
So I beat it earlier this week, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm good on games. I don't need to play anything right now. I just want to sit back and think about this game and how beautiful it was, and and that.
We'll only give you another game to play. Play Marvel Avengers.
I want to.
No,
I want to.
Not after Tsushima.
Don't you dare do that.
It's a palate
set him up.
Yeah, it's a.
Oh man.
No, I've wanted to actually play that for like forever now, but because of the solo play. Because I've heard that the first mission and the solo is sort of decent.
Oh yeah, no, the storyline's good and stuff. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, but I'm like, I don't want to pay $60 for that shit.
Well, right now it's on sale. I think it's like $24.
There you go.
Listen to your pusher.
Don't do it, Hazel. Don't look at his eyes. Don't look at his eyes.
Are you
Turn away.
It's like he went right into it. It's like, it's only $25, bro.
Yeah, I know.
If he said he liked the game.
He just said all you have to do is say Marvel, and he's like, what? What'd you say?
No. I mean, have you watched any of the gameplay game?
I have watched 30 play it. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Because the gameplay looks fantastic.
It is.
Yeah, right now, $24.99 Best Buy.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, I mean, I just finished Ghost of Tsushima, and I just have this thing about me wherever I play like a really good solo game, I'm just like,
reflection.
I'm good. I don't need to play anything right now.
The man's an artist. He respects.
He's still savoring. He's still savoring that sip of wine. Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
All right, that's cool. But like, what type? What's your genre? Like, what's the game you get into usually, or could it be any game? Like,
it can be any
games
game.
for you.
It can be any game. I mean,
game. Okay.
Yeah, I played Hades on Switch. I fucking loved that.
Did you play Spider-Man?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. That was fantastic.
Yeah. Did you play the new one, the Miles Morales?
No.
Okay.
He doesn't have a 5 yet.
I don't have a 5.
Oh.
Or in a Series X. So
elitist.
Yeah, exactly.
I just got lucky, dude. I just got lucky. I sent my daughter out on a mission and she succeeded. So.
Which
Are
one
you
you got?
serious? Your kid got you your PlayStation 5?
Her and her friends, they just camped out on the PlayStation site and they got lucky. Yeah,
they got COVID too.
And I paid her.
Did you get your daughter?
I paid her.
Get your daughter something nice.
I paid her $50 extra, and it was delivered to my office from Tampa. From Tampa, she's going to school over there. Yep.
Wow.
So I paid.
He's teaching her finance and espionage.
Absolutely. No, she was so excited to bring her daddy a PS5.
That's a good kid you got there, man. I'm
is.
getting a little watery eye. That's a good kid you
She's
got
a good kid. She's a good kid. Yeah.
Maybe I'll send my son out there. And
she's
get
got good friends too. She's got good friends. Yeah,
he's 6 years old. He can work the streets.
Come on, man. All right. I guess
a little leg.
All right. I guess.
Brow it up in the
4 hours. Here we come.
We'll move. God,
Has the show started yet?
Hold on.
Are these still the outtakes?
I gotta go punch something. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I even asked about Battlefield. Now I'm all down. Oh shit.
Yeah, but that's the reason. See, what you're feeling right now is how most people who watch our show feel. Like these guys are such assholes. All they talk about is negative shit. I'm like, okay, buddy, it's negative shit. What's my scorecard? What's my scorecard for shit that's come out in the last 5 years? What's my score? But you're not you. That's not to you, Gatr. This is to the guy who got yelled at, right?
Yeah.
He said to me, like, so what's your deal? You're a forever optimist. So basically, you don't care how many times somebody shits on you.
Right.
You'll just keep giving them money. Is that how you go through life? I'm like, that's not. I can't go through life like that. Like after a while, I stop caring.
We've been alive long enough.
Off.
Yeah, I know.
I want to find a guy like that and shit on him, and he pays me.
They have it. I don't know where you've been, Hazel, but they have it.
I was just thinking.
You can find it real quick on Google. Real quick, let me just type that in.
I was just thinking. You know what?
They'll Uber one to your house. You're kidding me? That's how fast it happens.
I'm pretty sure you can find one on Fiverr. I think you can probably find one.
You get a fecal fatale in less than 30 minutes.
Oh, shit. Oh, there's our title. Fecal. What'd you say? Fecal Fight Town?
No, fecal fatale.
Fatale. Oh shit. That's a title. That's where it's title worthy. All right.
Fecal Fight Town. That sounds like throwing shit at each other.
That's the next game coming out on Game Pass.
Oh shit.
My God.
All right.
Fight Town.
All right. I gotta put the bus back on the road. We're pulling off the road. We're getting back on the highway. I guess we're gonna do the speed run. It's next.
Okay.
And you are really depressed now.
There's no Santa either.
I just shot the Easter Bunny.
We'll do it. We'll do it right after this, listeners.
Call the Praxic Order. Call the Thanatonauts, the Jinsen Scribes. Call everyone so they can witness you.
All right, listeners, this segment is called the Speed Run. This is where we have a database of over 250 randomly asked questions, and 30 and Sergeant are going to have 90 seconds to answer as many as they can. These are short 1 or 2 word answers. And at the end of the year, the guests with the most answered win a cool prize and title of 2021 Speedrun Champion. The questions are randomly asked, so no one can memorize the order. You just answer quickly whatever comes to mind. Tonight, I'm going to ask the questions randomly from our list. Hazel is our timekeeper and quality control expert. Hazel's decision will be final on any questionable answers. Startian is our current leader, reigning Speedrun Champion at the moment at 39.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
Quick question. What's the prize? It's not Battlefield 6, is it?
No. You get a T-shirt. It says 2021 Speedrun Champion with our logo on it, and you'll get I believe it's a $50 gift card.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Right.
Last year we actually split it between Fluffy Fingers MD and Xanafan 711. So they each got a $25 gift card, and they got 2 muscle shirts coming with 2020 Speedrun Champions.
Nice.
It hasn't gotten to them yet. It's not summer yet, so they'll be getting it soon. All right, here we go. You ready, Hazel?
Yes, sir.
3, 2, 1. Warlock, Titan, or Hunter?
Warlock.
DC or Marvel?
Marvel.
Rock, paper, or scissors?
Rock.
What is your favorite gaming console?
Xbox.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
How do you like your steak?
Medium.
Should there be freelance solo strikes in Destiny 2?
Sure.
What's the name of the first podcast you listened to?
Oh, shit. The Twit.
Flat or sparkling water?
Flat.
Apples or oranges?
Apples.
VR or IRL?
IRL.
What's the best sandwich?
Ham and cheese sandwich.
Is exercising worth it?
No.
GIF or GIF files?
GIF.
Northeast or Northwest US?
Northeast.
What actor would play you in a movie about your life?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Analog or digital?
Digital.
If you had to use one forever, would it be a fork or a spoon?
Fork.
What is the most used app on your phone?
Google.
M&M's or Smarties?
Smarties.
If money was no object, would you retire in an RV or a sailboat?
RV.
Laces or Velcro?
Velcro.
What number am I thinking of?
7.
Goku or Vegeta?
Goku.
Burgers or burritos?
Burritos.
Hive taken or scorn?
Scorn.
What one thing annoys you most?
The internet.
Game remasters, yes or no?
What was that one?
Game remasters, yes or no?
No.
Audiobook or physical book?
Audiobook.
EDZ or Cosmodrome?
Cosmodrome.
What's the best name for a pet?
Thor.
That's an awesome name. I'm gonna give him one more, Hazel, because we
Yeah.
Pen or pencil?
Pencil.
Okay. We won't say what he got yet. We'll let Sarge go next.
I don't have a prayer.
I've got a special.
I stumbled the first one. I meant to say hunter, but I said warlock. Fuck warlocks.
What?
Thank you.
What?
Let's clip that.
Oh, damn it. You got the recording. You can clip it too. Shit, I'll record it. All right. Sarge, you ready, man? Just go with the flow, dude. You're already in a good you're in a good groove anyway.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Ready, Hazel?
Yes, sir.
Did you have the first one? You know what you got on the first one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, that's what I got too. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Warlock, Titan, or Hunter?
Titan.
Do you have a tattoo?
No.
What number am I thinking of?
11.
If you could take any one famous person to dinner, who would it be?
Heather Graham.
Number 1 or number 2?
Number 2.
GIF or GIF files?
GIF.
What color is your toothbrush?
Yellow.
Oven baked or pan fried bacon?
Oven baked.
Spock or Data?
Spock.
PS5 or Series X?
Series X.
Humid or dry heat?
Dry.
What's the best sandwich?
Reuben.
Analog or digital?
Analog.
Batman or Spider-Man?
Batman.
Favorite smell?
Cookies.
Favorite action movie?
Die Hard.
Time travel or teleportation?
Teleportation.
Beatles or Led Zeppelin?
Zeppelin.
Tacos or burritos?
Burrito.
Southeast or Southwest U.S.?
Southeast.
What's the scariest animal?
Badger.
Mountains or beaches?
Beaches.
Favorite salty snack?
Combo.
Roller coaster or carousel?
Roller coaster.
Can you drive a stick shift?
Yes.
Picard or Kirk?
Kirk.
Would you rather overthink every decision and get it right 100% or be impulsive and get it right half the time?
I want to be right.
Resolution or frames?
Resolution.
Sunset or sunrise?
Sunset.
Cisco or Janeway?
Cisco.
Miley or Billy Ray Cyrus?
Billy Ray.
I gave him one more.
Yeah. I wanted to give him an extra. Can I give him an extra point for the combos answer?
I was like, what? Combos? I've heard of that in a while, man. Nice job, man. Nice job. Hazel, let's go with 30 first. How many do you get?
32.
Very nice. Uh-oh. I think Sarge is going to be upset. Sarge, you're cool, right? You're cool?
I know he beat me by 1. Go ahead.
What do you get, Hazel?
He did beat you by 1, unfortunately. 31.
Yep.
Oh. You guys did good, though. That's really good.
Wait a minute.
I just Rain Man that whole thing right there.
You did.
There's someone like
yes
respectable. There's someone higher than that.
There is a female guest we had. Is actually her name is Startian. She's actually the wife of one of the co-hosts of the Guardian Hub podcast named Kingsley Mack. She got 39 correct. She was
no time.
She was 38? A machine.
That's a woman that knows what she wants.
And she never played the game before.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
She was very determined. Very determined.
Just by that alone, that's the kind of woman I'd like to meet. Like
I felt pretty good at the end of that.
You guys did good. Believe me. Yeah. Most of our guests are hitting a little bit below that, so that was really good, actually. Yeah. We did have a pending lawsuit, but it's all been settled now. Everything's good. We called her not human, and she took offense to that. So we did publicly apologize, or at least Elmer Fudd did for us. So yeah, we're good. You're good. All right.
Human. We're gonna get back to that question. We're gonna get back.
All right. Thanks, guys. That was fun, though. Appreciate you doing that. All right. Well, it is time for This Week at Bungie. right. I guess what? Week 11, week 12, I lost count, but it's week 11 or 12 of Season of the Chosen. Hazel, what's on the TWAB this week, man?
All right. So, they are, first and foremost, get the little stuff out of the way here. So, they're doing a future ornament. So, if you would like to vote for a couple of ornaments here, you can go with Crimson, Fighting Lion, Graviton Lance, Lemonarch, Merciless, Risk Runner, other things that pretty much people don't use. Go ahead and vote, and there you go, basically.
What do you think? I already voted. What do you think I picked?
Fucking Telesto.
Of course I did.
All right. Moving on. Because nobody cares. Dismantle your shaders, FYI. I'm going to keep saying this until May 11th because you need glimmer and you need shards for something, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Or maybe you don't, in which case, then leave your shit. Who cares? All right.
It's so much different than how Two Titans and Honor do it. It's just night and day.
Well, hey, that's the reason why they still have a job.
Exactly.
Exactly.
They're very good at what they do.
Yep. And they are damn good at that.
Yes.
All right. So the big news is that everyone's favorite bounty simulator, Guardian Games, is back for this year. Hopefully Titans will represent again. Because, we have nothing better to do than show Titan pride. And punch things.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, regardless, in the words of Gatr, whoever wins, I still win.
No, not anymore. I think you have to. Don't you have? Yeah. Go ahead.
You don't pledge loyalty. So with Guardian Games, so basically Bungie came out and said, hey, we received a lot of feedback and this and that and the other thing. And last year, for anybody who didn't know, they had class-specific score weighting, which meant that basically because hunters are plentiful and everybody else kind of pales in comparison, then, they basically gave hunters a disadvantage. So they went ahead and said, screw it. We're taking that all away. It's going to be, everyone's points will count the same at the start until basically Bungie decides who they want to win, and then they'll go ahead and give them the buff or whatever it is.
Yeah, I want to see numbers. I want to see the actual data.
You're not going to show those data. So with it, the scoring is going to work initially as bronze will get you 1 point, silver 2 points, gold 5 points, and platinum will be 15 points. So you'll get these points off of basically bounties. And with this, whoever's in third place, so this is going to be class specific, so hunters versus titans versus warlocks. Now this is okay, and the only way you can get points and something else we're going to talk about later called laurels is going to be by wearing the mark that you get from Zavala. If you don't wear it, you don't get points for it. If you wear the one from last year, guess what, it doesn't work either. So whoever comes in third place is going to get a permanent 10% bonus on the scoring going forward.
Makes sense.
Meh. It should just be whoever gets it. Come on now.
Well, they're trying to make it even.
Who cares? Nut up. Let's go. All right. So we've tested the new scoring system, and they basically have said that, it would make things a lot more interesting with this. So because last year, here's hoping too that they fixed the damn flags from last year, because it was always like whoever was in first had this big ass banner, whoever was in second had the same or had a different sized banner, and whoever was in third had this little ass banner. I didn't ever really see the Titan one get low, but we'll move on. But I'm hoping that it's more fluid as to, it goes up, it goes down, and that'd
be nice. Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, really, no shit, right? So what they're going to do here is with Guardian Games, they are bringing out something called the new Guardian Games playlist, which is a strike playlist, and they are going to group us together by class. So you are going to be in a game basically with all of your class. So if you're a Titan, you're going to be with 2 other Titans, and the same going on from there. And this is going to help with the laurels that you'll be collecting. So these are going to be little like icons that are going to be on the ground that you run over, and if you don't run over it, you don't get it, unless you're playing in Crucible and Gambit, in which case those laurels that you get there are actually going to go just automatically to your character. You don't have to catch it, right? Pick them up or anything.
Right.
Okay, now for the fun part. So with this new playlist, they're doing something with it. So they're giving you a modifier based on how you perform the previous day. So if you're gold, you get health, shields, and recovery are all increased, and your kinetic weapon damage deals more damage. Then if you're silver, your melee recharges faster, and your elemental damage is increased from guardian sources, and more heavy ammo available too. Bronze, grenade abilities deal more damage and recharge faster, and elemental damage increased from guardian sources. So
It's not bad.
yeah, exactly. So no matter what you run or however you finished, you're going to get a different little buff there. But here's the thing. So with those buffs, so if you're gold, you are going to get basically, so let's just say that, for shits and giggles, we'll say warlocks are gold.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, right. Anyway. So they get the health the health shields and recovery increased, and kinetic weapons deal more damage. But they also get 2 debuffs. So say Titans come in second. So with that means combatant melee attacks deal significantly more damage. That's a debuff.
Yeah.
And then hunters would be third, sadly, because hunters don't like doing bounties and stuff. So what that would mean would be that radar is disabled. So they have basically a little chart here that says that, hey, this is what the damage is. This is, or not the damage, I'm sorry, but this is what the modifiers are, depending on how, the other teams finish. Yeah. Good.
That's interesting. Little wrinkle.
Stuff. Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit complicated at first, but it does kind of make sense.
So basically, you want to get gold, you don't have to worry about them.
Well, no, if you get gold, then you get 2 debuffs.
But I see.
Yeah, so in my example, Titans, how they would get basically just 1 debuff at that point because they were second, which would be the radar is disabled for Titans. And then hunters wouldn't get a debuff at all.
Gotcha.
They would just get grenade abilities.
Okay.
Yep. Sorry there.
All right, that makes it fair. Yeah, it makes it fair.
Yeah, sure. And they also get a 10% buff too to the standings. Okay. A metal case. So with this, this is a case that you get from Eva to store your hardware until you're ready to visit the podium in the tower to bank your medals for your team. Now with this, there is a maximum number. Bank the shit before you get to that point. Okay? Because anything after that, you're not going to earn.
There's a lot of moving parts on this.
I don't know. Now, I mean, okay, so I guess there's. I mean, this is significantly more robust than.
I'm not saying I'm complaining. Yeah.
Last year, it was very much just kind of thrown together.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So there's a contender card. So with this is how you can become an all-star. So, get your game on, go play. So with that contender card, what you're going to get is basically it's, you can get it from completing objectives in Crucible and Gambit and that. But for the platinum, which makes you an all-star, you'll get this from completing objectives in Nightfall, Survival, and Trials.
Guess I'm playing Survival this week. next week.
What about a Nightfall? I guess I don't know. I don't know. I still might be out on video games next week. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. Still contemplating, feudal Japan. And so with the All-Star, what that means is basically that you will get a platinum glow at the podium ceremony. So, hey, Norm or Hazel, what is this podium ceremony you speak of? Good thing you ask.
Yeah, Hazel, what's this podium ceremony?
Oh, thank you.
Sorry,
Thank you.
I'm a little slow tonight.
Yeah, it's almost 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So every weekend there will be a special ceremony where you will basically be able to show off your glow. So third place will get bronze, second place silver, first place gold, and any all-stars will be platinum. And there will be a final closing ceremony in the tower May 7th to the 11th to celebrate the winning class, which will be Titans.
We'll see.
Yeah. So the rewards, as with anything, there's always loot. So lots of new armor, a couple new, or actually one new sparrow. For anybody who didn't get it, the heir apparent is back. And for anybody who had it before, and for anybody new, I guess, they can get a new catalyst for it, which will basically boost your shields even more.
It's good.
So for anybody who didn't know, the heir apparent is basically, it's a big ass kind of Gatling gun that just kind of keeps firing, and when you rev it up all the way, you get a shield. It's an arc shield. Fun fact for you: you get hit with arc damage, takes away your shield. It's pretty shitty.
I still think it hits harder when the Centurions are shooting at me with it. But okay.
Yeah,
because it is a Cabal weapon. So
yes. So aside from that, next is going to be Eververse. They make a note here that the Universal Ornament set is basically going to be more accepting of shaders per the new, the new engine. Yep. New ghost shells. Looks like some badass looking ships, actually.
Yeah, they do.
And then a little ghost shell that looks like a tennis ball. And then, of course, there's Bungie rewards. So this is going to be an emblem that looks amazing. And then there's also going to be a jacket, some patches, some seals, all that kind of stuff.
That's good.
And also, one last note here is that this is the start, I guess next week, I'm guessing, is that Guardians can actually complete the seasonal challenges. And you will get the Thrill of the Chase emblem. Look at that.
Not bad. Looks pretty good.
Yeah. Not enough for me to dive back in and do bounties and shit. So.
I'm almost there. I got to do it now.
Yep. That's the reason why I'm glad I bailed.
Yeah. Once you're halfway through them, you're like, I got to finish them.
Yep. So just a couple quick notes here. Here we go. Okay. The class item from Zavala, that's who you're going to basically get it from in the beginning, will be 1250, and Eva's will be 1300. Just so you know.
Okay.
So you'll probably have to get it from Zavala first, delete it, and then pick up Eva's. Laurels that you don't pick up, don't go to you.
Oh.
And they don't go to your postmaster either. So get that shit.
Pick them up.
Okay. And yeah, I mean, pretty much all the rest of this stuff is the Laurel acquisition step of the heir apparent exotic quest only counts laurels that are picked up off the ground. So
no common ones, right?
Yep. So next is basically this note here that players may not be able to deposit medals if they are acquired in the tower after the player has already deposited medals of the same rarity. So if you're depositing bronze medals and you get another one, you might have to go to orbit and then back to deposit it.
Oh, okay.
So, yep, there we go. And one last note that nobody cares about. And videos. And art.
Different.
Sure.
Looks good.
Yep. So, what do you think? Any thoughts? Are you excited?
God, I almost got lost with the explanation there, but I'm
Tell me.
I'm reading along with you. I mean, I'm curious. How do you get the All-Stars? Do you have to reach a certain level of platinums? I'm curious.
My thought is probably that they're going to have maybe like 1 platinum a week or 2 platinums a week or something like that.
Okay.
Like 1 PvP, 1 PvE, and then you pick it. And then once you get it, then you'll go ahead and you'll get your platinum, is my thought.
I was thinking the glows, like the weekly glows or daily glows. Sorry.
No, weekly glows.
Oh, weekly. Okay. That makes sense then. All right. Okay. No, I mean, I'm excited. I'm going to play. I'm going to participate. I even though it was kind of corny last year, I still had fun doing it because, it's bounties. So, bounties and collecting stuff, that's what I like to do. So I'll play. Yeah, I'll play with this. I mean, my God, it looks like we're sparrow racing. I mean, we keep getting closer and closer to gear that looks so much like...
Jesus.
I didn't say
Stop it, Gatr.
Sorry.
Stop it.
Sorry. No, I like it. I'm looking forward to this. They put a lot of thought into this, and it's probably going to close out our season, right? It sounds like it.
Yeah. Yep. This will be the end of it.
So I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. Even the Warlock armor actually looks pretty nice. I'm impressed. Man, the ships look really good. I like both those ships.
Yeah. I think I like the class emblems. Those look pretty nice.
Yeah, those are nice too. And of course there's going to be a armor set and then the ornament armor set. So, yeah, it'll be good. Looks good.
Yeah.
I like it. What do you think?
It's something to do.
You going to do it?
I don't know. I have no idea. As it stands right now, I'm video game free. I'm like, there's like nothing that I want to play. I'm just sort of chilling, living my best life right now.
I hear you, man. It's good to take a break. I mean, I'll never will probably, but I do take break. You know what? Most people think I'm just all I do is play Destiny because there's really nothing else I want to play. But I have taken several days off. There'll be nights I just watch TV instead of playing. It's just nights you just want to take a break, and that's perfectly okay to do.
Yeah, I don't think I've turned on Destiny in like over a week, maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah, I skipped a couple days this week, but once Iron Banner came out, I was like, any chance I get, I want to play Iron Banner. So I know there's no gear really to get. There's nothing left really to do in Iron Banner. I just love doing it. So, and some of the guys are saving their Iron Banner bounties. They're not turning them in. They think they're going to get the new stuff next season. I'm just turning them in. Because the closer to 1310 raw score I get, the less work I have to do next season. I can jump in and just start having fun. That's my thinking anyway. But what if you save those bounties and they don't end up being the new gear? So Bungie's done that to us before.
I mean,
time will tell. Time will tell. And
it's your game. Play it however you want.
Yeah. Use what you use what you want and don't apologize. Play how you play and don't apologize. I get it.
Exactly.
Anything else?
No, that is it.
Well, thank you, Hazel. We appreciate it. But that's it, guys. That's a wrap. Another episode in our collection. For our listeners out there, we have 90 other episodes with interviews from gamers all over the community. So take a look at those if you're just finding out about us. Easiest way is guardiandowncast.com. And also do us a favor. If you do like what you're listening to, do us a favor. Spread the word. Hit that share button on your podcast app of choice. We really don't, really promote our podcast. I'm old and not hip, so however way you guys can spread the word out there, that'd be great. Leave us a review on iTunes also. We'd appreciate that. We just appreciate everything you guys do out there for us as a community, and we're blown away every week. 30 and Still Gaming, SgtMclusky, thank you, brothers. It was such a treat tonight. I mean, I'm going to go to bed tonight. Just still remembering everything we talked about tonight, but had a great time, man. Great time, guys.
Yep.
I love coming to your podcast. I love doing it.
It's a lot of fun, and I feel like we've gotten at least a little bit of some experience under our belt. We don't have 259 episodes, but I feel we're starting to find our stride at least a little bit here. But I did want to. This was a time of the episode where you could tell everyone where they can find you. You have a great show, man, and I hope it just continues to swell over the future here.
Definitely.
I appreciate that. You can find me over 30 and Still Gaming over on twitch.tv/30 and Still Gaming, Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till 2 p.m. Eastern. You can also find me on YouTube at youtube.com/30 and Still Gaming. Just type in 30, the number 30, the letter N, Still Gaming all together on Google, and I'm the only one. You'll find all the stuff for our YouTube channel, our podcast. You can listen to on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Anchor.fm. I'm terrible at uploading the audio versions of them. I'm like 10 episodes
you're
behind.
you're a little behind.
Yeah, but I am updating those. But you can get all up to date over on our YouTube channel. Everything's up to date there. So
yeah, it's nice to just be able to pull the last episode out. That's why I love YouTube so much.
I'm also breaking them up where they're segments, so people don't want to watch the entire episode. It's just like little
blurbs.
Little blurbs of it.
Like that.
Nice.
Like that. Well, thank you again, Sarge. We always appreciate you, brother.
No, man. Thanks you for the invite back. I love doing this. This is great.
Yeah, I could talk with you guys.
I have to. I never listened to the last one though, like with us on it. Like I didn't watch the show that I was on. I don't like to do it that way, but I think I want to now.
GuardianDowncast.com. It's all right there, brother. It's all the episodes are all on that webpage. And you're 46?
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
No.
7 in July.
No, I just happened to. You're on episode 46, I believe.
Oh, well, you got my age, Craig? You got my age,
I did. I got the age. I got it. Man, I'm going to go play the lottery right now. Hazel, how can people find you, good sir?
Well, what about Sarge? How about can people find
you? You can't find me anywhere. I'm on the show with him on Thursdays.
That's why I didn't ask.
And I have a Twitter account, but not really. Like
he barely gets on Discord. We had to coax him.
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting better. The computer didn't crash this time.
Yeah, so, hopefully by the time Microsoft buys them, you'll understand.
I have never gotten dropped from a call, and tonight was the first. I can't believe it. Now I know how it feels.
That's because Sarge is here. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Okay, good.
That's awesome. Well, hey, I just wanted to, at least give him the shot. Maybe next time.
There you go.
Maybe he'll get a MySpace page. All right. So, Hazel, NT, anywhere and everywhere.
You can find me as Gatr, Gatr, all caps, underscores in between. And I think I'm on, I play on Steam and PS5 on that account. YouTube, Gatr-Guardian Downcast, all one word, Gatr, first part of that. You can find our podcast, whatever podcast app you use out there, whatever catcher, or you can just visit our website, guardiandowncast.com. You can email us at guardiandowncast@gmail.com. And we're on Twitter at Guardian_D_cast for show questions or whatever you guys want to talk to us about. But like I said, GuardianDowncast.com. All right. We can't end this call without our favorite uncle in a Scum Death's Corner.
Hello. Welcome to Scum Death's Vaccination Special Corner. Today I had my first corona vaccine injection. Didn't really hurt, but it was the AstraZeneca version. So apparently I know quite a few people who have gone down with some really bad side effects on this one. So I had it done at 3:30 this afternoon, and it's supposed to take about 7 hours for the side effects to kick in, but it's 10:30 now. So that's 7 hours. I've got no side effects. They said, your arm aches. My arm doesn't ache. You wake up tomorrow and you'll feel like shit. Yeah, no chance. No chance. Uncle Scumdeath is beaten. I'll beat Corona on my own. I don't need a vaccine. But I'm doing it anyway to keep all my friends and family safe. So I've got my other vaccine in a couple of months or whatever it is, 12 weeks. So, hell yeah. No, that means we can meet up. Hey, Flea. So I love you all. And if I do get really bad side effects tomorrow, then I'll let you know. Love you all.
Hey, everybody. Just want to remind you that tomorrow's part 2 of this interview with 30 and Still Gaming and SgtMclusky of the Generation X podcast. We'll be talking about the future of gaming and entertainment. We'll be answering questions from our community, and boy, we have a ton of them. And finally, we'll be adding songs to our award-winning Spotify playlist that's also on iTunes. So take care of yourself, and more importantly, take care of one another out there.
Guardians are measured by their ability to come back from defeat. So stand. Fight!
Thank you all so very much for listening. And later, Guardian.
Get toddled.
Damn it.
Since this whole pandemic shit,
Oh,
like
yeah.
I get fucking like my chest starts beating, like, and I'm not even afraid of this shit anymore, right? Like I don't even care.
Right.
Like if you wear a mask, cool. If you don't wear a mask, whatever.
Right.
But when I go to places and I get anxiety now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to.
Don't worry, you're going to be able to sue the government because of it. Don't worry.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I go someplace and I'm like, what is happening? I have like these panic attacks.
Yeah, I used to have them all the time.
I don't have a prayer.
Fuck warlocks.
It's the ice show.
It's the ice show.